While I love my new garage, there's a few things that need to be updated. One of which is the old school garage door opener that came with this house. It's so old school, in fact, it's operated by a little button and it does not have the safety features on the bottom. In order to demonstrate the importance of safety features on a garage, we're going to test the pressure of a closing garage door on a styrofoam cooler. So first of all, you see, I can walk right through this and it doesn't stop. That's bad. And then there's no torque sensor. Oh, it stopped it. I was really hoping that would crush that thing. I've turned it on the side now. Let's try again. We are replacing the garage door opener with a Chamberlain smart garage door opener with bonus video keypad. Along with this is the extender. I do have an 8-foot garage door here. The reason I picked the Chamberlain smart garage door opener is this was the one that was available at Costco. And if you can buy something from Costco, it's always good to get it from Costco. Not because they sponsor my videos, but because, man, if there's anything wrong with this thing, I can take it back. I have never installed a garage door opener. I have 3 we have to do, and you think it might be a good idea for me to show you how to do like the second or third one. But I kind of think it's sometimes good to see somebody put together something they've never done it before, so you can see what the experience might actually be like for you trying something your first time. Because most of the time projects you do them once and never do them again. Let's put this in, see if it works. Let's see what comes out of this box. This side down, rails on top. Installation guide. Not gonna use that. Rails, doobie job, smart doobie job, chain, mini boomerang. It's like a cover for that thing. Wire, button, stuff, packet of stuff. Those little sensors that I don't have. That was really disappointing. I thought it would just crush the crap out of that box. Oh, and a battery. So that's all there is to this thing. I think I void the warranty if I tear this. Okay, it does not come with instructions on paper. You have to go to, so give me a second. I am gonna look at their video. This is just the keypad. So there's no instructions on this. They assume you know what the hell you're doing. Man, they really want you to download this app. They even put it on your little cord. The first thing we want to do is to build the rail. So you got 4 of them that look the same and one that has a piece that comes out of it. Since mine is, this really should just be, so it's an extra long belt. One of these. Does this replace this one? Yeah, so if you have the 8-foot garage door, this, I'm pretty sure you just chunk straight into the trash and replace it with this one because this one's longer. Even though this piece is now crappy. And look, the one inside of this is nice and strong. We'll see about that. We're gonna hold on to this and we're gonna put this thing together. The yellow tab, this goes towards the ceiling and you just start putting all these together. Now look, see these grooves? So the groove end is what goes with the groove end. There's the grooves. Here's grooves, grooves. There's these little holes. I don't see anywhere it says anything about those holes. I'm just gonna put them all facing the same way. And I'm gonna use a rubber mallet just to tappy on tappy. Okay, get the next one, line up all the holes the same way. Yeah, you can just do that. I'm not gonna have room for this. I got one more. How do I do that? There we go. Ooh, monkey arms. Ta-da! All right, that looks as long as the one that's up there, so we're gonna call that what I'm supposed to do. Let's mock this thing up. That's gonna go there. Put our garage door here, or the motor, and then we're gonna set these on top of each other with the yellow sticker towards the door and the yellow sticker up into the ceiling. This is the carrier. The little nookie-doo goes at the bottom and faces towards the motor, and you just pull it up to that screwdriver, which I stuck in one of these little holes. Next, you open your box of screws and you need this thing and the little locking nut that goes with it. We're gonna drop this through here all the way and then just hand tight this locking nut onto the bottom. We get this piece next. It's just kind of like a hollow U-channel with a couple of things on it. And that's what actually gonna connect all this together. So this goes in here. Probably need to hammer it. I do have my board on the other end, so don't put a hole in my garage door opener. There's 2 screws that line up to those 2. This is a 13 mil, I hope. Yeah. Always start these things by hand, because if you try to just yeet them down with the driver and they're not right, then you're gonna have to go find a tap and re-tap them. And... Okay, I just hand tighten those, and by that I mean I had the driver on the lowest torque setting. Now we go to the other end. You gotta bend this little tab up, and it's funny because if you see this picture, it shows you bad, up, good. Oh, good. So yes, you will scratch the metal doing this. All right, my screwdriver's too big and I've screwed up everything. Give me a second. So let's try that again. Okay. All right, there we go. Got it straight up in the air, and I only scratched the metal a little bit. It's time to feed the belt through. There's 2 ends of the belt, one with a little dot and one with a hook. You got to feed the hook side through, and you just do that. And now that that is through there, you have to put in this pulley. It's just a little plastic pulley. There's no teeth on it, but the threads go into the wheel. Nice. Try to throw it on the ground. And then this bolt with the funky shaft and those, and it goes through. And then the other side, you put the lock nut and then the bolt or the nut. And you tighten this. The instructions say that's 5/8. That's insanity. Why would one be millimeters and one be metric? So the top one is 16 and the bottom is 15. And the lock nut is crushed. Yeah, that feels good. Okay. Now what? We are now back on this end, and in the kit comes this little piece, and it's together, so you separate it. And then this goes through here. I don't think it actually has threaded. I think it just fits through there. There's a flat edge. Okay. See how there's a flat section? That sticks out here, and you just kind of have to, there it goes. And then you just screw this on just enough to get it started. There's a square side and a tri-lobe side. The tri-lobe side goes towards the motor. All right, see what I mean? Now it's time to bring this belt over. I am not using the belt that came in my kit because because I got my extendathon. So I get the belt over there. This little hook goes right there and then rotates up. And then you let it pull against that. To hook this end, make sure you don't have your belt twisted the wrong way. It's going to, it's basically a chain link or like a bike chain. Put those 2 pieces together and then there. Now you just tighten this up till you get this thing tight. They say you want it tight, but not too tight. That's about as tight as I can get it with my fingers. And then you got to break this washer. Push down this, tighten this. Oh, haha, got it. And now it's got tension on it. That was kind of a pain, but not too unbelievably. So now we're gonna put a little cover over this thing. Boop. Ta-da. That covers on. Now that I feel like I'm making progress actually getting the new one together, I'm gonna take my old one off the ceiling. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna disconnect it from the door because there's a whole new bracket that goes on the door. So we're taking this part down, but we're leaving the little rail system because that's what the new one will hook to. I think it's literally just held onto the ceiling with 2 bolts. I think it's gonna fall. Let me see what the other side looks like. Here, you might can help me. Come in here in case something falls and just get ready to catch it. Does that sound safe? Actually, too, I dropped a screw and a nut somewhere down here. Will you look for it? Go get me that blue thing over there, please. I don't need that. Put that in the box. So this is the part you might need to help. I don't know how you're gonna help. Just don't get hurt. Oh, well, there it is. Found it. I kicked it. It went way the heck over there. All right, that was kind of heavy. That's how you get a garage door opener down. All right, I'm back. The next step to open the garage door, oh good, it's easy. And find the height of the swing, which is about like there. I'm gonna put the box underneath it to hold it. 2 inches above the height, I have the door open and then I level it. The top of the level, I mark on the door. The 2 inches, that's where the bottom of the new rail will be. There's 2 brackets that come with this kit. They both say up, but one says header. The one that says header goes on the top. The one that says up will go on the door. This will be at the bottom of that line I just drew, and then we use these 2 holes, those 2 holes to secure it. Kit came with 4 of these giant lag bolts. That's what we're gonna use to put them in. The head on these lag bolts is 11 millimeters. And I am gonna pre-drill a hole because that's a big screw to just try to ram through some wood. Find a line, center on this thing, do a little punch. Ta-da! 3 of these little penny doos come in the kit. Use the longer of the oneies. If you don't have this spring up here, you can just put the pole up, but since I have the spring up there, I have to have a helper. Oh my God, that's upside down. Because the thing hangs below. All right, so take it, rotate it. All right, hold on. There we go. That little pin goes through there, and then that little doobie just hooks to the edge to keep it from coming out. We're gonna see if we got lucky here, and I can use the existing bracket. Oh God, it's not gonna be close enough. So this project has moved to day 2. Different t-shirt, different day. I had to do a new bracket. My ceiling joists run this way, so the next one's like 16 inches back. So I was thinking maybe I could run a bracket here on each side and then have one come down to grab this straight, like up here. But I looked around online and the first picture I saw did it like this, where they just had it coming back. And man, this thing feels secure. I didn't see anybody talking about making these things like perfectly straight or like having them level. But I did. I have it where I used an L thing, a piece of metal that's shaped like an L. And I pretty much got this perpendicular to the top edge of the garage door. After I got this new bracket on the wall, which is a little longer than the old one because the old one was skinny, I held this up and got level and then measured this. What we do next is attach the rail to the door. So you have to unlatch this. I think I already have it unlatched. Move it all the way down. I'm supposed to put the rope on that. I guess he just knot it. Let me do a square knot. Over, through, pull it tight, and then go the other way, square. I think that's what that was, who knows. There's 3 bitsy doodle that goes with this. The first bit goes on the center of the garage door. Now some garage doors apparently have a built-in piece for this, but mine's an old wooden one. This is the other bracket. The other one said header, which is up top. I'm just gonna get this centered in betwixt here. Okay, this one comes with 2 of these smaller lag screws. I'm gonna put these in. Now guys, if I do anything wrong, leave a comment down below, but kind of be quiet about it. Because a lot of times I just wing this stuff, and then my wife finds out later that I in fact did just wing it and didn't actually read instructions. Why don't you just read instructions? It's like, well, that's boring. 1 piece. And now we have the boomerang, and then there's 2 more of these little pins with the little holes in them. One goes right here. Put the side with the holes facing the ceiling right there. And then a little loopy-doo to keep it from falling off. 3rd piece, which is this piece, goes up on the traveler thing. Holy sides go down. Put the little penny-doo in, put the other circly-doo on, and then you just connect these together. I don't know how many bolts to do, but I'm gonna use 2, and I'm just going to, there's some lock washers in the kit. I'm gonna go ahead and use those. All right, let's yeet those together. These are little 13 millimeter bolt heads. I think that's done. Okay, in theory, that's done. I think if I push it up, it should travel along there now. And it should, if I have that like that, it should engage into the thing. There we go. I guess that's it. Now we find ourselves at the bottom of the door with 3 pieces. A little bracket, a little sensor, and a little way to put the little bracket and sensor together. I think it just snaps onto the rail. You gotta have the heights the same, so hopefully, oh. Well, that was easy. So I want to make sure the heights are the same. So I'm just going to use this little piece of cardboard on this side. The camera goes in here, or the laser, or whatever it is. There's a little bolt, goes through there, push it up against there, and then wing nut this onto place. Okay. And then this has got to go all the way up to the thing. My little piece of cardboard bracket. Just set it against it and whoop. Push it down. That's the same. Bolt through the little bolty looking end. Slide it in the hole. And you just twist this together. And then this goes up yonder. I have terminated the wires here. They got a little base to fish them through. They make this easy. First of all, you got to strip the ends. These are little 20 gauge wires. So you have a red and a white and black. This is the white and black wire. The red and white is to the controller. You twist the two black ends together and then the two white ends together like this, like that. And then the black one shows into that hole. There, those are now in there. Now I have to wire this little guy in here. I don't think I need the red one to test this. I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in and turn it on and see if it actually works. Let me connect it. Okay, let's plug it in and see what happens. Okay. Nope, that's learned. I don't know how any of this works. All right, hold on, maybe I do need a button. I have a plug plugged in. There's a light on here. When I push it, it just kind of flashes at me. I think I probably have to program this first.
To program, you press the middle button, the upper arrow flashes. Press the upper arrow until you get the garage door as far up as you want it to come. Then press the middle button again. Now the lower arrow flashes, and you press the lower arrow until you get the door to seat where you want it to seat, and then you press the middle button again. You will know you've done the entire process correctly when the garage door starts flashing and goes through a sequence where it opens and closes the garage door. This garage door opener comes with a backup battery, so even if you lose power, you can open and close your door. It just goes into this front compartment, and it's pretty obvious how to hook it up. The red goes to the positive, and the black goes to the negative. I then ran the wire for the controller across the ceiling so I could install this by my door. It mounts to the wall with two screws. One, you have to guess the location. To have it attached on that one, you can then just drill through the top hole to secure it into place.
And that one is done. And then next, the smart keypad. I was about to go through the manual and figure out how to program this. The first button's already programmed for this door. So the garage button doors that come with that one are already programmed.
This is the included video keypad. This part is just an angle bracket that holds the keypad at a different angle. And the batteries are included, but you have to charge them before use. I decided to use the angle bracket and just installed it with the two screws provided. Once the battery is charged, the keypad just snaps into this little bracket, but you do need to use the app to get it programmed. That was kind of a pain in the butt. There's a little screw that holds it into place. Do not have it attached to the garage door until you're done, because you have to start and restart this thing a few times. Once you get it on, you go through the app, and you have to use the app to set it up. And the app is what pairs it. But now look, I'm going to enter my secret number and hit enter. Actually, you don't need your secret enter to hit, you just hit home and it'll shut. So you just type in your number and it can be 4 to 8 digits and then you hit enter and it works. That is how you install the Chamberlain smart door garage thingy that you get from Costco. And actually I went ahead and did this one too. The first one, that one took me about 3 days if you include the keypad. This one I was able to do in like 2 hours. I'm going to do something different over there and I'm sure I'll completely forget how I did any of it and that'll take me even longer.